If you're late to class, it's not always good to tell the teacher why you're late, because sometimes they'll think you're making up an excuse for being late for class. So it's just important to think about things before you just tell the teacher you're late. Just say, I'm really sorry I'm late. And if they ask you why you're late, it's probably good to tell them why you're late. Don't just go and tell them why you're late, because they'll probably think you're making up an excuse for being late. Hi everybody, it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you didn't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoons sometimes. And today in this video, I have a story time for you guys about the time I accidentally made myself late for my second period class, and I told my teacher why I was late, but she thought I was just making up an excuse even though it was true. So this is a story about how I was late to my second period class, and when I got there I explained to my teacher why I was late, and she wasn't too happy about that even though what I said was true. So this is a story just to teach you guys, be careful when you're telling your teachers why you're late to class, because sometimes they'll think you're making up an excuse for being late. Like, let's say you were late to class because you lost track of time, or you were late to class because you were changing your clothes because you had PE. So you should always be careful when you're talking about why you were late. Don't always explain, because teachers don't have all the time of day to listen to why you were late. So late unless they ask. So I'm gonna get started, and I hope you guys enjoy the story. So this all started about 18 years ago. I was in the 7th grade. We had just finished my first period class, which is PE. And I go in to change my clothes for my next period, which is English, to into my regular clothes. So I suddenly realized that I had forgotten to get my key from the office. So when I got to my locker, I realized I forgot to get my key from the office, because I had a key to a lock, because I had tried a combination lock the first week of school. That didn't work for me, so they just gave me a key to the key with a lock, gave me a lock for it with a key to make it easier for me, because I had trouble with the combination lock. So I completely forgot to go in the office to get my key. So I go to the office and the door's locked because the teacher's not in there yet. So I wait a second, and so I wait for a little bit. Once the teacher gets in, I go in and grab my key. And then all of a sudden I hear the bell ring because I have to get to my next class. And so I rush out of the office with my key, and I unlock my locker, and then I change quickly into my clothes. And then I grab my backpack, and then I put my PE clothes in my locker, and then I put my lock on my locker. And then I drop my key off in the office and say goodbye to the teacher. And then I rush over to my second period, which is English, and the bell had already rung and I was already late. So when I get there, my teacher does not look happy at me. She goes,
Mena, you're late for class.
So I explained to my teacher why I was late, and I tell her that I was late because I was waiting for the teacher to come in to unlock the office so I can get in and get my key, and I could change my from my regular PE clothes to my regular clothes. So I was explaining all that to her, and then I went to go drop my key off, and I just was trying to get all my stuff ready, and blah, 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 blah. So after telling my teacher that kind of long story, she goes,
Okay, but that's still no excuse for being late, Mena, blah, 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 blah. You need to be here on time next time. Please make sure to get here on time, blah, 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 and make sure you just get to class before the bell rings, blah, 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 blah.
So basically my teacher didn't really care about the story of why I was late. So I politely apologized, saying I will make sure I get to class next time. And my teacher was really nice about it, because this was the first time that I was late to this class. And she was very, very nice about it. And she told me that next time I need to make sure to change out of my PE clothes quickly and into my regular clothes ahead of time and stuff. So So the very next time I had class, class went to the bell ring. I changed from my PE clothes to my regular clothes. And then I dropped my key off at the office and walked over to class, and I got there the next time before, which my teacher was before class started, and my teacher was very happy about it. And she said, "I'm glad you got here in time, Mena," and blah, 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 blah. So I made sure to get ready quickly and made sure not to make up an excuse just in case I would be late again. So the moral of the story is, if your teacher notices you being late, don't explain to them all the time why you're late, because there's times where they'll probably think you're making up an excuse. So even if you explain why you're late, and even if it's true, you need to be careful when you're telling them why you're late, because teachers don't have all the time in the world to listen to your story of why you were late. So always make sure that you wait. If you're late and your teacher asks you why you were late, you can explain to them why you were late, so then they don't think you're making up an excuse. But the best thing you could do is just make sure you're on time to class, so then you're not late. So that was the story about how my teacher thought I was making up an excuse for being late. I hope you guys enjoyed the story. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoons sometimes, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe.